Hi there, here's another short video about SP modeling. This time is about Mikados, 280s. Southern Pacific did have Mikados. They didn't have a lot, but they're definitely unique. They were MKs, usually 1 through 4, 5, and 6. There are some later ones, and the later ones did take on more of the USRA form, but I thought this is a neat opportunity to kind of show you the difference between an SP Mikado and a USRA Mikado. It's difficult to often line them up side by side, but you can see boiler diameters, boiler profile, dome locations are all different, not to mention dome types. These are some recasts of domes. Well, this is a brass Mikado right here from Key, and this is a model power USRA Mikado. So obviously differences in detail and quality, but obviously a little weathering can go a long way on something like this. This is just a reference. Now, Kato does make essentially the definitive USRA Mikado, and that's definitely the best in terms of running performance. Unfortunately, it is still USRA, and it doesn't have cylindrical tenders. So what I've done is I've built myself a Mk11. Now, Mk11s are, there's only 2 Mk11s and 2 Mk10s, and these are, I think, the correct cab numbers on them. But this does open the possibility for us to use the Kato tender, relabeled, took the cold bunker off top, and then put a styrene built oil bunker with decaled rivets and details that were just put on. Scratch built the stairs in the back out of styrene, and some resin cast and tube styrene work to put that water bunker with the hair attached to it. So you could go a long way with the Kato, and then this is of course DCC, and it could go a long way. The speaker is actually using the oil bunker as the speaker housing. But the main point is this one is Kato, but there's a little bit of work to do to it. The sand and steam domes were shaved off the original model, moved around. The bell was moved around also, and that's fallen off its mounting. Number boards need to be changed over to a different style. Because it's USRA, we kept the original marker lights up front. Some modifications to the grab iron arrangements up front as well. Let me move that around here. And the front plow was completely remodified with styrene and brass, so it looks kind of just like a switcher plow. Anyway, not about the work. It's fun and it's obsessive. It's not the greatest for sure, but if you want to do something like this, the Kato is a great runner. You could do a lot of styrene work to get it close, or if you're not picky about details, you could just run it as is and then modify the bunker tender to get an Mk11, and this will run circles around just about any other steam engine out there. As usual for these smaller locomotives, I'll use the Locksound Lock 5 Nano decoders just to get enough space for that. The Keep Alive, which these small switchers definitely need, and then after that, you know, keeping a speaker somewhere in the oil bunker. So that's it for the actual Mikado engines, and feel free to reach out to me at nscaleotaku@gmail.com if you have any questions or you want to follow up on these or have more requests or videos. As a side note, I'm working on some customers' locomotives here, and this is kind of a cool opportunity to talk about tenders. So SP ran musical tenders throughout the years. They always started small and got bigger and bigger as the workload got bigger. So here, this brass Mikado was actually a kit batch of a 3D printed C160 cylindrical 160 tender by one of our friends, Robert Nunez. And this is what was on the Sunbeam and many other things, but it's designed to go onto the Kato 3-axle trucks off of the UP Excursion tender. Now, this is a far less common arrangement, but in studying the photographs online, because I don't have any of the real books, or studying, most importantly, brasstrains.com. They have a resource that you can look up all the brass models of different variations, and those guys did a lot of the research and they built all the details. So all the details, the grab irons, hatches, the bunkers, how the stairs and the piping was done, that's all from Brass Trains. And this is a 160, like I said, kind of rare. The Mikado, the MK4, 5s, and 6s typically came with a 120C. So they're shorter, they're not as bulky, but they're still as long. I think that the tender diameter might be a little bit different. Kind of hard to tell. Sorry, black locomotives never work well. Okay, but that's a the bunker is a slightly different shape, but that's a 120C. And don't quote me because I don't know which versions are what. Any beyond that, there's a couple of good resources online that are I think SP or Night Owl modeling and all that. So the last one is your 100C. Now these were typically notably shorter, you can see, but these are typically on the consolidations. But again, like I said, I have some work here, so I can actually line up all these tenders side by side. I'm not the sharpest eye on these things, so having them side by side helps me just get a reference. Here's everything, you know, bunker front and out. So hopefully maybe this is a little bit of resource for SP modelers. Not the best, just trying not to get sucked too far down the rivet counting or the YouTube rabbit hole. So enjoy.